Welcome to an intense vehicle fire operation. We're looking at a fully involved heavy-duty Volvo dump truck, and this is as bad as it gets. The cab is completely engulfed in flames right now. Look at the intensity. Fire is venting violently through the windshield, the side windows, and even through the roof. This indicates a fully developed flashover condition inside the cabin. The black smoke you see billowing into the sky is thick, dense, and oily. This tells experienced firefighters exactly what's burning: plastics from the dashboard, rubber components, hydraulic fluids from the crane system, polyurethane foam from the seats, and synthetic materials throughout the cab. This is an extremely dangerous environment. Notice the heat shimmer in the air. The radiant heat coming off that metal is intense enough to compromise firefighter protective gear from several feet away. The temperature inside that cab is likely exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius. Watch the initial attack. The crews are positioned strategically, not rushing in blindly. They're attacking from a safe distance, using the reach of their nozzles to push the heat back and penetrate that core of fire. This is the direct attack phase, hitting the seat of the fire with maximum water flow before they can even think about getting close. Now watch the tactical transition. The strategy is shifting from pure water application to foam deployment. You can see the white suds starting to blanket the charred metal. This is Class A foam, and it's a game changer for vehicle fires. Here's why foam is so effective. It reduces the surface tension of water, allowing it to penetrate deep into burning materials rather than just running off. The foam clings to vertical surfaces. That's exactly what we need on a truck cab. It creates a protective blanket that cuts off the oxygen supply while simultaneously cooling the fuel below its ignition temperature. Watch how the truck is slowly transforming from black and orange to white. That foam is doing critical work. It's soaking into the insulation, the dashboard materials, and the upholstery. The fire is fighting back. You see those flare-ups when the stream moves away? That's the fire desperately trying to find oxygen, but the foam is relentless. The firefighters are working systematically, covering every inch of the cab. They're turning that roaring orange inferno into a hissing, white mound of steam and suds. It's mesmerizing to watch, though the destruction is severe. They're essentially drowning this dragon in a sea of chemical suppression. The main body of the fire is down. That deafening roar has transformed into an intense hiss. If you look closely now, the truck is almost unrecognizable, completely coated in a thick layer of firefighting foam. But make no mistake, the job is far from over. This is the knockdown phase, and while the visible flames are gone, the heat is still immense. Look at that massive amount of steam rising from the chassis and cab. That is superheated water hitting metal that is likely still at 500 to 600 degrees Celsius, instantly turning to gas. This steam is actually dangerous. It can cause severe burns if the firefighters aren't careful with their positioning and wind direction. The crews are moving in closer now, transitioning from exterior attack to a more detailed cooling operation. They're checking the wheels, the undercarriage, the fuel lines, and the engine compartment. They have to make absolutely sure the fire hasn't traveled down into the tires, which contain their own fuel source, or into the fuel tank area. One missed spot, one hidden pocket of heat in the insulation or wiring, could reignite this entire vehicle in seconds. Patience is absolutely critical here. They're cooling the metal down slowly and methodically to prevent thermal shock and warping while ensuring total extinguishment. Finally, we're at the physical overhaul stage. The foam has done its job, the thermal camera has identified the hot spots, but the firefighters need to get inside and verify everything is completely extinguished. Watch as they use halogen bars, hooks, and other forcible entry tools to pry open the cab door and peel back the metal. They're checking for what we call fire extension. Did the fire spread into areas they couldn't see? Did it get into the sleeper cab behind the seats? Is it burning in the electrical system hidden behind the dashboard? They're tearing the truck apart piece by piece, checking the door hinges, the frame rails, the area behind the seat, and every compartment. You can see them removing the door completely now. This is meticulous, exhausting work that requires attention to detail. It's not glamorous like the initial attack, but it's absolutely essential. If they leave now without proper overhaul, this truck could catch fire again an hour later, or even tomorrow. They have to ensure every single ember is dead, every hot spot is cooled, and there's no possibility of reignition. From a raging inferno to a cold, burnt shell, that is the complete cycle of a vehicle fire response. The scene is now safe, the danger has passed, and these firefighters can stand down knowing the job is done right. Let's talk about what you're seeing in terms of crew coordination. This isn't a one-person job, this is a carefully choreographed operation involving multiple firefighters working in perfect synchronization. Notice how they're communicating through hand signals and radio communication. In this intense environment, with the noise of rushing water, steam, and the crackling of burning materials, clear communication is absolutely critical. Each firefighter has a specific role. You've got the nozzle operator controlling the water stream, the backup firefighter managing the hose line and watching for hazards, and the officer coordinating the overall attack. They're working as a single unit, moving together, watching each other's backs. This is the buddy system in action. No one works alone at a fire scene. Safety is paramount. Watch how they're constantly scanning their surroundings, not just at the fire, but above and around them. They're checking for structural instability, hazardous materials, electrical hazards, and potential flashover conditions. The firefighter's helmet and protective gear are designed to withstand extreme conditions, but they're not invincible. Situational awareness is their best defense. Now, there's an important aspect of this operation that often goes unnoticed: environmental protection. Look at the ground around the truck. All that foam and water mixing with burning plastics, fuels, and chemicals creates a toxic runoff. This contaminated water can't just flow freely into storm drains or nearby waterways. The firefighters are aware of this. In many jurisdictions, they'll work to contain the runoff using absorbent materials, dikes, or diversion techniques. The foam itself, while effective for firefighting, needs to be environmentally friendly. Modern Class A foams are biodegradable and less harmful than older formulations, but they still need to be managed properly. After the fire is out, there's often a cleanup crew that comes in to handle the contaminated water and debris. This is part of the modern firefighter's responsibility, not just putting out the fire, but minimizing the environmental impact of their operations. It's a balancing act between rapid fire suppression and environmental stewardship.